We are go for launch in T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Destination, the Grace in Space Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Grace in Space Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Grace Frazier, and I'm super excited to introduce y'all to my guest today. He is most famously known for playing Ensign Harry Kim on Star Trek Voyager, still waiting on his promotion, as well as guest starring in the animated comedy spinoff, Star Trek Lower Decks. Garrett, super excited to have you on the show today, man.
Oh, so happy to be here. So excited to be here. I wouldn't miss the Earth Tigers podcast. Just so everyone knows, we actually figured out Grace's correct Chinese astrology before we began this. For her entire life, she thought she was Year of the Rabbit, but the Chinese New Year fluctuates. So sometimes it's as early as January or late January, and sometimes it's basically late February. So because her birthday is February 5th, she is the prior year. So not rabbit, but tiger.
My whole life has been a lie. I have it's insane.
It is. So a bit about me. I started out basically thinking I was going to be a medical doctor and anesthesiologist forever. And then obviously that path did not happen, went down the acting path, got lucky in the right place at the right time and booked a series regular role on Star Trek Voyager in 1994. We premiered in January 16th of 1995. I play the operations officer on the bridge. And so I'm one of the main crew. And our whole show is around the fact that in the very first episode, we get tossed from the Alpha Quadrant, where Earth is located, into the Delta Quadrant. So we are 70,000 light years from Earth. At the fastest warp speed, it would take literally 70 years to get back to Earth. So the entire show is about finding shortcuts and other ways to get back home. And I played the operations and communications officer. So I have two roles, ops and comm. On Next Generation, there was an operations officer, Data, played by Brent Spiner, but there was no communications officer. On the original series, there was a communications officer, Uhura, but there was no operations officer. So I always say Harry Kim is the love child of Data and Uhura, and that's how you get him.
I love it. That's incredible. Well, awesome. Yeah, I'm super stoked to ask you like 1,000 questions.
Let's do it.
One thing I really want to focus on today is kind of your journey into how you got to where you are. I think for a lot of, especially young people out there who want to follow their dreams, it's really cool hearing how people got to where they want to be. And so let's just dive right into your past, if that sounds good.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm curious. So you said you wanted to go into the medical field? Was that a childhood dream, or like where did that come from?
7th grade, maybe. 8th. Okay. I remember 7th or 8th grade in English class. I was in Memphis, Tennessee at the time at Harding Academy, a private Christian school, basically. And in English class, we had to make this sort of like projection of where do you want to be? It was sort of like a dream board almost, or a manifestation kind of piece of homework or assignment that we got. So right. I had written down that, okay, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to finish my college in 3 years, not 4. That's what I wrote, right? Okay. Then I said, then I'm going to finish medical school in 3 instead of 4. And then I'm going to go into my specialization, which is anesthesiology. I'm going to be the guy that knocks you out. I'm not going to be performing the surgery, but I would knock you out. So I was going to do that. And I said that would take another year or 2. And then I would do my residency. So my whole plan was I was going to be like the youngest full-fledged anesthesiologist because of the fact that my parents put me in 1st grade in the island of Bermuda. This is before Memphis, at the age of 3.5. So yes. So at 3.5, I was a 1st grader. I turned 4 in 1st grade. So basically I was 15 as a college senior. Sorry, as a high school senior, not a college.
That's insane.
I would really be Doogie Howser if I was a 15-year-old college senior, but a 15-year-old senior in high school. So I turned 16 when I was a senior in high school. So that made me a freshman at UCLA at the age of 16. And I declared biology pre-med because I said, okay, that's the path I'm going to do for sure. I'm going to do it. There's no way. Yeah. No aberration. But one thing led to another. And I realized the one thing I loved to do ever since I was a very young child was entertain my parents and entertain my parents' friends with all the voices and impersonations and accents that I would do. And I kept thinking, the one thing, I didn't think about actor, but I did think if my dream job would probably be to be like Rich Little. And Rich Little is a very famous impersonator that would go around the country, and he would do all these, like a stand-up comedy act, but mostly with impersonations.
Okay.
And I thought, man, that's it. That's it for me. And then as I got older, I saw Saturday Night Live, and I said, oh, this is even better. I can do a character. Right? So then I thought I could be on SNL. And forever, for the longest time, Saturday Night Live did not have an Asian. If you think about it, it until Bowen Yang showed up, and Bowen, you're pronouncing your name wrong. It's Yang. It's not Bowen Yang. It's Bowen Yang. He's the first Asian guy ever on SNL.
Really?
But
That's
it took
insane.
but it took like 60 years for Lorne Michaels to say, "Thou shalt have an Asian on my show," and I felt, what the heck? What the heck? So thank God, thank you, Lauren. You finally have an Asian. But again, as a kid, I thought that'd be amazing. But at UCLA, it was just, I just couldn't get into the pre-med thing. And I kept thinking, this is not what I really want to do. So the message out there for all your listeners is, you got to follow your passion. You have to follow your heart. What does it say? Right? Don't go off of what your relatives, your uncles, your parents, or your grandparents have laid out for you. Like, this is your academic path, and then this will be your career path, which was very, very much an immigrant sort of mindset, right? So my parents are born in born outside the U.S., and the fact that they moved here and became naturalized citizens, but they still have that mindset of, well, my immigrant children, they need to find an occupation that is safe, that's guaranteed. So that would be doctor, lawyer, business person, engineer, something in the STEM fields, preferably, right? So this is the way to go. So it's unheard of for Asian immigrant parents to applaud or 100% support their children when they say, I want to be an actor, I want to be a musician. Like, these two areas are like, are you sure you want to do that? And so that's what I dealt with. And I literally fought my parents for, I think it was like 5 years, from the time that I had the conversation that I wasn't going to be pre-med. That was with my mom. And she called up, she said, what's going on? I said, Mom, I'm switching my major. I'm not going to be bio pre-med anymore. She's like, oh, you're going to go to law school? I said, no. She said, you're going to go to business school? I said, nope. She goes, what are you going to do? I said, oh, well, I've made a decision. I'm going to start taking theater classes, and I'm going to go to the theater department in North Campus at UCLA. So everything in biology and STEM stuff was in South Campus. I said North Campus was the arts and, liberalness was all there. I said, I'm going there. And my mom said, why? I said, because I think I'm going to look into being an actor as my profession. She dropped the phone. She picked it back up. She goes, you name one Asian man, name one Chinese man. Name an Asian man who has been successful in Hollywood. Just name one. And I said, Bruce Lee. And my mom said, he's dead. Pick another. She said that without skipping a beat. So now that will be the title of my autobiography. He's dead. Pick another is what it's going to be. It's iconic. I love it. I couldn't answer that. I couldn't answer that question. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. There was no one. Well, you see people on TV like the great James Hong, who's a great character actor that's been acting for many, many, many years, decades and decades. But in terms of someone who achieved, A-list, huge worldwide acclaimed actor, right? On the level of, that would be a Tom Cruise or Harrison Ford, like that. There really wasn't anybody. Right. Yeah. And in the history of Hollywood, there have been chances for that to happen. In the silent film era, there was an Asian actor. He was Japanese, and he was the toast of the town. Everybody loved him. His name was Sesu Hayakawa. This guy, he became so popular that the studios came to him and said, hey, guess what? We're all throwing our money together. We're going to build you your own studio. You get to greenlight everybody. You pick all your co-stars, you pick whatever projects you want to do, and this studio will only exist to film your films. That's it. Wow. And any of the films that you deem worthy to be filmed there for your friends, that's fine too. But this is your studio. Well, he's like, okay, where do I sign? This is great. So he was going to be the biggest star in America, in Hollywood. But then guess what happens? Pearl Harbor. So,
Oh no.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that contract was torn up because then Japan became the enemy and he was Japanese, So there's been times where it's almost.
Not
and then
close. Yeah.
one step forward, two steps back. Sorry, I've been talking the whole time. Go ahead, please.
No, I'm enjoying it. It's so interesting to hear. Yeah. So please keep going. I don't know. I feel like it takes a lot of bravery to, especially with parents maybe that have high expectations, to say, I'm going to do this completely different thing than I've been expected to do my entire life. And maybe it will work, maybe it won't, but I'm going to go change the world with it because, like you said, there wasn't a ton of representation. So that's so brave and such a big step to take.
Yeah, because if you think of it, when I was a kid, the only person I saw on TV, there were two people, George Takei from the original series, Sulu. And then there was an actor who played on Bonanza, the old Western show. And that character was Hop Sing. And he was the most step and fetch it sort of character that you could find, very exaggerated Chinese accent. And he was the cook. He cleaned their clothes. He did everything. He was like a maid. He was the butler. He did everything for the Cartwright family. Right. So you go from, so I'm watching TV. Look at these two extremes. So I turn on Bonanza and it's like, Mr. Cartwright, can I please wash your underwear now? I scrub it with my own hand. It was like horrible. Right? And then you go to Star Trek. And then you hear George Takei. Thank God he had a great low resonant voice, right? What if he had like this really high, like, wait, yes, Captain. Like if he had this like he going through puberty voice, that wouldn't have been good. So I'm watching reruns of original series as a kid, and I see George Takei there, and Shatner's like, Sulu, take us to the better planet, and then they have George going, Captain. And he's sitting there at the con. He's like, warp 1, warp 2, warp 3. And it's just like, yeah, he's got this voice. So so that was really cool that I had someone to look up to. And then there was one commercial that was on, and it was about a Chinese laundry in the US. And you're way too young to probably know this, but so this Caucasian customer comes in and she goes to the guy. She goes, Mr. Lee, how do you get your clothes so clean? And the guy that played Mr. Lee, oddly enough, they let him do a regular straight American accent. He didn't have to do an Asian accent.
Oh, that's nice.
And which is amazing. Back in the 70s or whatever this commercial came out. So very advanced. He goes, Susan, I can't tell you our secret. It's an ancient Chinese secret. And she's like, oh, okay. And then the wife in the back goes, honey, we need more Calgon. And Calgon was this sort of like Tide or whatever, like laundry detergent back in the day. So she goes, we need more Calgon. And then the lady that's standing in front of Mr. Lee goes, ancient Chinese secret, huh? And that's the end of the commercials. And that's it. So Sulu, Calgon couple, which didn't have an accent, which is good. And then horrible Hop Sing, which was like, wah, so that was all I knew in terms of Hollywood representation on television and film. And it's strangely enough, on Voyager, it was probably season 2. I opened up a piece of fan mail from a young Asian American fan. And she said, thank you so much for being a role model for our people, for Asian Americans. Yeah. And I thought, what? Role model, holy, role
that had to feel good, right? Like it's just,
yes, it felt good. But if people that know football know Coach Mora and that one famous meme where he's like playoffs, I was like, I was doing the same darn thing. I couldn't believe that I heard that. And so all my career has just been people reminding me, hey, thank you for doing what you did, and me going, wow, I didn't even think about that because Voyager, we were so busy. We were filming 14 to 17-hour days. We did nonstop, and that was for 7 years. Each year, we had 7 days off where no one was calling us. That's it. 1 week. That's it. Wow. Otherwise, we'd be at a voiceover thing, a wardrobe fitting, and just it kept going and kept going. Nowadays, and we filmed 26 episodes back then per season. Now, if you watch a Netflix show, it's 8 to 10 episodes. That's the season. And then if you're on the set of any production now, when it gets to 10 hours, they're like, okay, we're pretty much, we're about to wrap everything up today. Like they don't go 17 hours like they did back in the day. Right. So I feel like a lot of my time and my energy was spent just being part of that show and doing the work that I needed to do and maintaining, my equilibrium in life, trying to balance everything in life and not,
Right.
Not spiral out of control, because there was a lot of pressure on me, to get everything done. And a lot of temptations as well. Yeah, when you're a young Hollywood guy, a lot of people inviting you to parties and things, that
Right.
you shouldn't go to. If you got to work next day, then you're doing a big scene. You shouldn't be partying. That's how I'll say that. Yeah, you don't need to be doing that. But I think whenever people remind me of that, I was a big role model. It warms my heart. I was in an Asian awards show in Los Angeles, and I walked up to Daniel Day Kim, who's one of his early roles was guest starring on an episode of my show of Star Trek Voyager. And I remember seeing him when he came on the show. I was like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. It's been a while. Because when you're an Asian actor in Hollywood, you know all the other Asian actors. And Daniel Day Kim was always one of those guys that everyone liked him. He was such a great guy, right? So I saw him at the award show, and I walk up to him and I said, hey, congratulations on getting on to Lost. As a series regular on the series Lost. You're killing it. I'm so proud of you. And he looks at me and he says, well, I kind of have you to thank, man. You kind of paved the way for me. And I'm like, what? I almost started crying. I was like, I do what? Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot for me to process that. But yeah, so I guess the overall message once again is just do what you love and everything will fall into place, right? So follow your passion.
Yeah.
And it took, and again, 5 years of fighting with my parents was no bueno. I mean, it was just very difficult conversations where they kept saying, you don't know what you're talking about. What are you doing? Why are you following this crazy idea of being an actor in an industry that is horrible towards their portrayal of Asians is always so stereotypical. They didn't like it either, seeing that kind of stuff. So, but you stay in there, and I persevered, and here we are today.
I mean, did they eventually come around? Were they?
They did, and it was because of my parents, my mom's side of the family. They've always had family reunions, and the Ling family. So my father's side is the Wong side. My mom's side is the Ling side. And the Ling family reunions, there's some cousins of my mom's. She has basically, her father is one of 5 brothers, and they all had kids. So there's a bunch of cousins that she has. And 2 of them are very progressive. They both married outside of race, right? So one is married to a Jewish doctor. The other one is married to a Greek gentleman, a Greek descent, who has since passed away. Rest in peace, Uncle Nick. So these guys, these aunties were very forward, very open-minded, and they pulled my parents aside. They said, listen, I know you've been complaining about your son choosing to go down this path as an actor, but we have seen him at family reunions. He makes everybody laugh. He's always doing his little voices and characters. This is kind of him. Maybe you should support him instead of going head to head with him. Hey, here's a novel idea. Try supporting him see what he needs to be successful. Crazy thought. Hey, here's your kid. Yeah. So they came to me. My mom was like, okay, your dad and I talked. We talked to my cousins, your aunts, and basically we've come to a decision that we will support you in your decision to act. I said, what? And she said, what can we do to help make this a reality? And I said, well, most of my friends that are actors, they are struggling because they're trying to make ends meet, make their rent money. Living in LA is not cheap. So I knew one girl, she was a waitress at 3 different restaurants. 3.
Jeez.
I was like, what are you doing? All her energy was spent making ends meet and not towards her craft, right?
Yeah.
So I said, I know a lot of talented actors, but they're so tired from their job, their real world job, that they can't put any energy into their auditions. So I told my parents, I said, I need financial support from you. I need room board. I need room and board. So I need rent, food money, acting class money, photo, acting class, headshot, photo, photography money, everything. I need it all to be able to not have to go and get a regular job. And my parents said, well, how long? So I threw out an arbitrary number. I said 2 years. My mom said, well, I'll talk to your dad and I'll get back to you. And I thought she would probably negotiate down. She'd say, like, I'll give you a year. And then I would say, what about a year and 2 months? Like, we'd barter or something, right?
Yeah, right.
And so she came back, she said, 2 years, you got it. I'm like, whoa. So I went,
yeah.
so I went out, got the agents, and at this point we had 5 years of debating, right? So in that 5 year span, I just kept taking more classes, doing plays, doing more plays, taking more classes. So in reality, I was one of the most prepared 20-something young actors on the block because all I did was prepare. I didn't even try to audition for anything at that point because I was arguing the whole time with my parents, and they were threatening, "We're disowning you if you do this." So it was heavy stakes.
Yeah.
But when they did support me, it was like, oh my gosh, they're going to do this. And I thought, in that 2 year span, if I can book anything that they can see in a film or on television, just one role,
Just
maybe
something.
they'll go, anything. Maybe my mom and dad will go, he got something. And then maybe I can extend the 2 years to 2 years and 6 months or something like that. A little bit more help there.
Right. Yeah.
So as it stood, it was at the 9-month point, almost a year, almost the halfway mark, just before the halfway mark, that I booked my first job. Yeah. But it was nerve wracking because I wasn't getting anything the first 8 months, nothing. And as an Asian actor in the 90s, there wasn't much available. So I had a film and TV actor, a film and TV agent, and a commercial agent. So all Los Angeles actors had 2 agencies, one that sent them on commercial auditions, like for, Budweiser or whatever, chewing gum commercials. And then the other one just sent you out on TV roles, film roles, and theater roles, stage roles. So it was split. Yeah. So I literally, it was funny because the reason why I booked this, and once again, let me say that there's so few auditions that with the commercial side of it, which is usually way more auditions than the theatrical, the film TV side of it. I had 1 audition per month. So remember the 9th, it was at month 9 that I booked. So that was like my 9th audition only, compared to another early 20-something Caucasian actor in LA. They would get 5 to 9 auditions a week. So
seriously?
So in a month, they would be getting 20 to 36 auditions in a month, and I was getting 1 a month. Right.
Wow.
So at the 9-month period, I was at the gym and I said, I'm not going to do this ridiculous commercial auditions because you're fighting traffic. And then when you get to the location of the audition, then you have to fight to figure out all the 8 different parking signs. Don't park between this hour or that. So it's a pain in the butt. And you're fighting all these other actors for these spaces. You get in there, they have a camera and there's like, okay, slate your name, say your name, turn to the left, turn to the right. Let's see your backside. Bye. And you're done. So you're there for seconds. Yeah. So at the gym, I said to myself, I'm not gonna put myself through this anymore. And I'm only getting 1 audition per month. This is really not worth it. I don't think anyone even wants to have an Asian in any commercial at this point. So, because most of those 8 that I went on was any ethnicity, right? And like, so it would be they're looking for everyone. And let's face it, I mean, they were casting African American and Latino actors in much more frequency than Asian actors back in the 90s. That's for sure. So I was thinking this is a waste of time. So I went home, and I remember after the gym, my answer machine said, you have an audition for Burger King in Santa Monica at 3 p.m. And I was like, fine, I'll go on my last one. So in my mind, I said, I'm done. So I get there, and sure enough, I end up striking up a conversation with another actor sitting in the waiting room, young black kid. And we start talking, and we start saying like, man, we got to write our own show. What are we doing? Why are we auditioning for other people? And so we're joking with each other. And he goes, what do you think? What you got? I said, cop drama. I said, Asian cop, black cop, but with comedy. And so this is before Rush Hour came out, which is the huge franchise of Asian cop, black. So Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, and those guys are cops, right? So, and there's comedy in there. So I basically founded the idea. I came up with that idea before even they did.
Basically wrote it.
I wrote it. Yes, they owe me some type of residual. I fear. I should be credited. So we're joking around so much that we're laughing. The guy that's running the audition comes out. He says, what are you guys doing? You're so loud. This is a place of business. We're like, oh, sorry. So I go in there already with a check mark on a black mark. He's one of the guys that was loud. Yeah. So I walk in, and the guy was like, he gave me that look like, oh, it's you kind of a look. Right. And he says, here's copy. I go, copy, which means I actually have lines. Remember, it's usually like, slate your name, turn left, turn right, bye. So I read it. I'm playing an employee of Burger King. I'm looking in Denver for $2.99. And that's it. And I go, okay, I put the paper down. I go, thanks, I'm out. So I start walking away. And then he stops me and he says, hey, wait. I said, what? He goes, would you like a t-shirt from our production company? And I said, huh? was so confused. I said, sure. And he says, what size are you? I said, large. He throws me a t-shirt. I go, bye. And I walk out.
Yeah.
Well, what happened, and this is okay. Most actors, when they go on, when they audition, back in the old days, now that's all self-tape, so you don't have to do that. But in person in the room, most actors in the 90s would do this. They'd finish the audition, and they would say to the casting director, oh, I can do that another way. Do you want me to try it this way, or should I do it this way? I can do it a little happier.
Right.
Because what is that? That's an energy of desperation, because they're not confident enough in that initial audition.
Please, yeah.
I could try it 5 other ways. So it's very desperate.
Yeah.
Right. But that type of energy is not something that anyone admires or wants to be around. Does that make sense? Like if let's say you're at a bar, at a single, everyone's meeting people, young people. If someone's acting super desperate, the other person's they're gonna back away, right? But if you do have that confidence in what you've done, with how you've auditioned, and you kind of set the tone, and that's what I did, because I knew this was my last audition. So when I did the copy, I go, thanks, I'm out. As I started walking, I proved one thing: human nature is you always want what you cannot have. And in a way, I was acting like, well, I'm done. You can't have me. I'm leaving, right? Kind of a thing. And so he stopped me in this weird way. And I was like, that's really bizarre. But I discovered that there's a certain type of energy that you can hold or you can let manifest through you, right? Either that energy is of desperation, like, please hire me. If you hire me, oh my God, I can pay my rent for a few months if I can make this job. Right. That's not going to work, right? So me controlling the room, walking out. When I got back to my condo, I call the commercial agent to tell canceling. I'm ending our agreement. I'm saying thank you for representing me these last 9 months. I've had a ball. Well, not really. I've only done 1 audition per month, but thanks a lot. So I called him up, and he's on the line with me, and I said, so thanks for all the work that you've done, but I think I'm going to just focus on film and TV stuff, auditions from now on. He goes, are you sure about that? I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. He goes, I'm going to tell you right now, Burger King just called. They booked you on that role, on that audition. I said, what? And they're going to use you for 2 other commercials. You booked 3 commercials in 1 audition. I was like, what? Jeez. He goes, you want to reconsider? I go, okay, I guess I could hang out for a little while longer. So, and remember, it was 1 per month. I had another audition the next day, and that was for Chase Manhattan Bank. Took the same attitude, same energy in. Booked that. Wow. I got another audition the following day after that. That was Kellogg's Rice Krispies treats. Same thing, same energy. Booked that. So now 3, 4, 5 commercials I booked, right? Then I had a Gatorade one that I screwed up because he asked me, where are you from? And he was trying to ask me, like, what part of the country are you from? And I said my agency name. I said Sutton Barth Venari. And he just looked at me like, idiot. Like, and so he moved on from me. So I felt, so that kind of shattered my little like confidence or my energy right there. Cause I realized, oh no, I screwed up. I didn't answer what he was trying to get from me. Right. So I kind of said, I was a little bit too professional and too businessy. All right. So that's 3, 4, 5 auditions. 1 that I screwed up myself. And the next one was Big Red Chewing Gum. And that was a Class A national. I booked that. So I booked 6 commercials in 1 week. And
awesome.
It was crazy. I called my mom up. I booked a job, Mom. I'm a professional actor as of now. I booked all these commercials. And my mom was so skeptical. She just said, oh, really? How come I haven't seen any of these commercials? I said, because I just booked them, Mom.
They haven't filmed them yet.
We haven't even filmed it yet, Mom. I just auditioned and booked the job. Do you understand that? And she was still skeptical. And then literally 3 months later, the Burger King commercial comes on their TV in a hotel room, right? Oh, they're out of town. My dad calls up. He's like, oh my God, son, we just saw you on TV. Oh, you and I'm playing the employee. I'm wearing a little hat. He goes, you look like a really good Burger King boy. This is what my dad says, right? He's like, he was so proud of me. Oh my God. And my dad's very quiet, typically businessman, whatever. And then all of a sudden he's talking like a chatty Cathy. I said, oh, yeah, what about Mom? She proud? Oh yeah, she's proud. She saw it too. Okay, put your mom on the phone. I said, put Mom on the phone. So he grabs her. She gets on the phone. She doesn't say anything. Because I've also proved another fact that all mothers in the world want to believe that they are always right. And so me kind of like booking these jobs sort of proved her wrong that I would not. She kept thinking that he's not going to find success in Hollywood as an Asian man.
Yeah.
But I did it. So in a weird way, even though I found success, she was proud of me for getting that success. But part of her inside was like, oh, he proved me wrong. I'm the mother, kind of a thing. So she did say,
I mean, it would have been absolutely hilarious if you would have the role of a doctor in a commercial.
yes.
See, look, Mom, I'm a doctor.
Yes. So she's quiet, and I finally get her to answer, and I go, Mom, are you there? And she said, yeah, I'm here. I said, you saw the commercial? She goes, I saw it. I said, are you proud of me? She just paused. She was like, I'm proud of you. Here's your dad. So she hands her the phone away quickly. But funny enough that you mentioned that, because those are just commercials. My first on-camera speaking role for non-commercial was Margaret Cho's show on ABC. Margaret Cho, the comedian, had a show that only lasted one season on ABC. It was a sitcom, and I played her boyfriend on that sitcom, right? And he was, get this out, check this out. That boyfriend was an anesthesiologist, doctor. Yes. So I flew my parents down to LA to watch the taping. And before we started the taping, the makeup department, they're putting the powder on me. And I look up into the audience and I see my mom and dad. I go, Mom, Dad, look, I'm a doctor on TV. And the whole audience, the whole studio audience starts cracking out, because they knew. Oh, there he is.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a cool story, though. It really is.
It's so inspiring. I mean, for anybody to be called a role model in general, I think is not something that everyone has that experience of. So it's really cool that you could pave the way for all these people.
For many people,
Such an inspiration. I mean,
Yep.
So if I'm not incorrect, are you kind of working in like somewhat of a space industry now, right? Like you've kind of transitioned your passions from Star Trek into maybe furthering them in other space areas?
Well, I right now I'm working with Ubaldo, and we basically have a panel that we've been doing at real space conventions, sort of trying to get, our goal is really to get more people that are fans of Hollywood space, Hollywood sci-fi, to also become fans and supporters of real space, real space innovation. And likewise, my presence is also trying to get people that are only myopic with real space to open up a little bit, have some fun, and become fans of Hollywood space. So that is what's happening right now in my life. So that's the goal, and I think that's a good goal to have. And it's a niche sort of thing, to sort of marry the two areas of Hollywood sci-fi with real space industry. But it's something I think both can inspire each other in a way.
I love it. I think it's really important. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are like, I'm an engineer, I like real space. And then you have your sci-fi nerds like myself as well, who is just like, no, but like rockets and lasers. And it's like, but hear me out. They could work together.
See, you're already on board. I don't have to preach to you. You already know.
Exactly. I think that's so awesome. How do you take in a lot of like the lessons that you've learned in acting with like the confidence and stuff and brought them to these panels and maybe talking to people that are more of like a technical background?
I find that the best way to sort of I think if you can add a little bit of twist to any panel whenever you're answering questions, that pulls people out of their shell, especially people that are academics that are only into academics and real space. And they're just sitting there and they're so like this, and all of a sudden you make them laugh and they're like, oh, hello. I feel like it's me shaking them a little bit, but not physically, but with my comedic, abilities. So that's what's sort of waking them up a little bit. It's like, wake up, smell the coffee. It's not all about textbooks and numbers and graphs and this and that and stats, right? It
can be enjoyable. There's funniness out there. Yeah.
Enjoy the life that you're living. You're alive, for God's sake, right? Seriously. Go out in nature, take your shoes off, walk around without any shoes.
Try that, cut some grass. Yeah, grass. Exactly.
Yeah. That's other people, there's too many people that don't even know what sunlight is. Let's up in an office, they don't even come out. So then they're in the car, which is another coop. You're still enclosed. Then you go in your garage and you go in your home. So they never go outside. It's like, wow. That's that existence. Yeah, that's literally the gerbil on the wheel, running on that wheel. That's all it is, right? Gerbil doesn't mean we gotta stop running on the wheel, everybody. Let's get off the wheel for a bit.
Off the wheel, go have fun, enjoy life.
Yes. Behind you have, is that a snowboard? What is that?
I've got some skateboards behind me.
Skateboard decks.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. And you're
Part of the enjoying life.
yes,
Right,
which
right.
what you're doing. Is that your guitar or is that
Yep.
a okay.
Guitar,
I love
all my nerdy stuff,
I
collections
love
and stuff.
I love it.
Oh yeah. Well, also I need to know. I know I've heard and I've seen that you are really good at impressions. I mean, are you breaking these out on these panels?
I usually am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so you've heard my George Takei one, right? So that's yeah, that's already good. Right? And you heard a little bit of Shatner. I did the Shatner for a second. And then,
yeah.
you know, from my show, I just love the doctor, Bob Picardo, you know, he's just like, just remember, Kes, anybody can stargaze on the bridge, but the real action happens in sick bay. So he's also kind of George Takei-ish as well, because it flows like George, right? The only person on Voyager that I can impersonate is pretty much Torres, Roxanne Dawson, and she's so proud of that. I just saw her on the Star Trek cruise about 2 weeks ago, and she goes, "Is it true? Am I still the only one you can't impersonate on our show?" And I go, "It is." She goes, "Thank you." She's like, she's proud of that I can't impersonate. And I tell her, I said, "Don't be too proud, Roxanne. That's because you don't have any quirkiness to your voice. Your voice is very vanilla. It's very plain. It's like it's hard to people that have very plain voices. It's almost
totally.
It's harder to do. Yeah."
Yeah, you should have like a unique twang or something.
Right. Yeah. Because Kate Mulgrew, I mean, that was a point of contention for a lot of fans in the beginning, because some people were saying, "Oh, I can't watch Voyager because of Kate's voice." And it's a very interesting voice, because it's a combination of Katharine Hepburn elegance, you know, with a little bit of, I'll be honest, it's a little Smurfiness going on, and a little helium balloon inhalation at a children's party.
Right.
Because the way Kate talks, it's sort of like this, you know, Captain Catherine Janeway of the USS Voyager.
So it's very like a thin. And the thing is, when I do it, she gets so mad. She's like,
he's been dining out on that impersonation for years now.
So she'll say that all the time, almost with me, right? And my mom recently, she was on the cruise with me. My mom and dad came on the Star Trek cruise with me. And I do stand-up comedy on the cruise. That's one of my specialties. And mom comes up. She goes, please don't do the Janeway voice. She has feelings like that. My mom said, I said, look, I go, Kate's a grown woman. She'll be fine. And if anything, if I didn't like her, why would I be impersonating her? You know what I'm saying? You don't impersonate our enemies.
It's a form of flattery.
It is a form of flattery, but I try to like limit my Janeway. It's easier to do the Doctor or Sulu to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are so good. I'm like,
thank you.
Like spot on.
I try.
Well, I mean, I don't want to like, take up your entire day here, but I do have like one question I'd love to have you answer. I'm kind of putting you on the spot.
Go.
You had to pick only one person that has inspired you the most to kind of get to where you are today and maybe get through any tough times you had as an aspiring actor. Who would that be and why?
That would be my intermediate acting class professor, Professor Jenny Roundtree is her name. And this was at UCLA, and it was in the theater department. And I think she was the first, she really was the one that sort of, got me to break out of my shell. Because I think when you first take acting lessons, it's difficult for people to act and let emotions come out clearly, and because it's just not something you do normally as a human being. So she's the one that sort of broke the shell. I mean, I was very kind of constricted. I had built up all these walls and this and that. And I remember she told everyone, she says, "Okay, I want everyone to get up. Everyone's very lethargic. We're all going to leave this class. I want all of you to exit the room, go into the courtyard, and just run around courtyard 4 times and come back." And I said, "No." I was like, "Why?" I said, "I'm not doing that." I remember I said, "I'm not going to do that." And she's like, "Why not? Why not?" And I said, "Because it's kind of silly." And she said, "Well, sometimes you've got to look a little silly. You've got to take a risk, because right now you don't think this is worthwhile, but I'm telling you, I'm trying to get your energy up because everyone's very tired right now. And this is something that's just going to make everyone in the class feel energized." Right. And so basically she was really the first one and that was one of many conversations throughout that class. That was the beginning of it. That was in the very beginning. And as time went on, there'd be different times when she just said that you just got to let go. You got to just, you're at the edge of the precipice and you're afraid to dive off, and because you don't think there's a safety net there. But you have to be confident in your ability as an actor. You have to be confident in your training that there is a safety, that you will be, that you're not going to fall flat on your face, that you are not going to fail this. You have to have that confidence. You have to find that. So she was the one that really kind of pushed me out of my shell, out of all the little, insecurities that I had and that we all have in our head. We all have these weird little voices that tell us, you're not good enough. You can't do that. You're going to look silly. Running around a courtyard 4 times. That's so stupid. Just there's that voice that's always there. It's almost ever present for me. And I'm sure a lot of people that are listening to this, they deal with insecurities and doubts that will just surface. And if it's not in here, sometimes it's around you. You'll have family members, friends that say that you're friends that will give you these comments or critiques that are doubtful and bring about your insecurities, partially because I think it's almost like there are people around you that will throw shade at you in order to bring you down because they are already dealing with so much shade in their own life and they can't balance their own life. So they feel like, oh, well, if I'm going to be miserable, that person will too, and you will too. And they try to pull you in too. So it's really, she was the one that kind of said, okay, you got to stand on your own. You got to do this. You have to do that. And encourage me to sort of spread my wings fully as an artist. And I remember I did this one scene, I think it was the last scene. It was me and this other girl. It was in the class, and we did this scene where we were on a first date or something like that. And it was like the last scene that I had done, that I did for that class. And I had my biggest breakthrough, which is when the scene began and when the scene ended. I don't remember the time. I don't remember how long it took. I was completely in the moment at the time, right? And it's just, it's something that athletes also experience, being in the zone, like, so if you're in skateboarding, there's going to be times when you are skating around, you're like, whoa, like everything you're doing is, the timing is right, the balance is right, because you're in the zone. So as an actor, that scene was my very first in the zone scene, where it was just everything was such a whirlwind, and everyone in class and the teacher were completely glued to our performance, to our scene that we were doing, because both of us were just we let go and we let it happen. We allowed it to happen. And it was one of the most amazing experiences that I've ever had, just doing as an actor. It was just in that class, having that first breakthrough. And that's what, that's what convinced me that, okay, if I can keep finding or striving for that sort of being in the zone, because you're not always going to be in the zone. There's going to be times where you're like, oh, I'm maybe a quarter in the zone only right now, but I'm not fully in the zone. Yeah.
He's in the zone. Yeah,
exactly. So that's, I think every human being strives to have the in the zone experience at work and at play, and as much as they can. And when you get it, it's great. So, so that's the person. And that's why I chose Jenny Roundtree to answer that question from you.
That is incredible. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll start to wrap it up then. Is there any maybe advice or stuff you want to kind of leave people with? Maybe something huge that you've learned, and go from there.
Well, just to reiterate the fact that, follow your passion more than anything else. Listen to your heart, and listen to your gut. Your gut knows a lot. A lot of times when you're trying to make a decision about a life-changing decision, what school to go to, what city to move to, what house to buy, there's a gut feeling that knows what is right for you. And a lot of people will not listen to that gut feeling because of someone talking in their ear here, someone talking in their ear here, reading something on the internet that said this, like, oh, well, that's my gut definitely doesn't know that. Well, no, your gut knows. Your gut knows because your gut, or your essence, your being, is in tune with the universe, and the universe is always conspiring to bring success to every human being that's on this planet. So if you listen to that powerful gut energy universe feeling, you'll never go wrong.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I really have loved talking to you. And honestly, I feel like I could talk to you for hours, but
we could. Yeah, that should be part 1 of 12-part series.
Yeah, seriously. I have like infinite more questions. So, but
thank you. Have you back again. We can continue. We can do that again.
Heck yeah. We'll have a part 2, everybody. Stay tuned. To everybody listening, thank you guys for tuning in. And whatever you do today, make it awesome. We'll see you next time.